If you've played PC games for anything more than a month or so, then you're probably all too familiar with Steam Sale Syndrome. The Casper's reference book of unfortunate disorders defines Steam Sale Syndrome as a mild to severe spread of unplayed games throughout one's Steam library, notably aggravated by the exposure to a Steam sale. And in fact, guys, I have to be honest with you as to the real reasons that I am making this video. I have been suffering with SSS for a while now. If you want to unsubscribe, I completely understand. But please know that I am getting help for this. My doctor told me that he thinks I may be terminal. It's possible I will die before playing every game in my Steam library. Case in point. It's midwinter right now, and the games we're covering in this video I bought in the summer sale of 2016. Let's start with a classic. In name and in nature, Team Fortress Classic. A standalone game based off the original Team Fortress mod on the Quake engine, and of course, a game that exists as the precursor to the game that we know and love as Team Fortress 2. And just like Team Fortress 2, people seem to love 2 Fort. So this is a bit different. Whilst the game has got the same classes, pretty much everything about them is different. Scout with 75 HP, a nail gun, armor and grenades.
Why are there so many explosions?
At first, I struggled to achieve pretty much anything, no thanks to the UI being a little bit less intuitive than Team Fortress 2's, subtle control differences like melee being your first weapon slot and your rocket launcher being your fourth, for example, and the fact that there was no real feedback when you're doing things like damage or killing enemies. And now I'm drunk. It wasn't until I switched to sniper that I started to get into a bit of a groove. What didn't help was that my sniper rifle and my SMG seemed to have exactly the same model, and for the first minute or so I thought my rifle was broken. That was until, of course, I remembered the name of the game. Classic. I always thought The Classic was a bit of a strange name for a weapon in Team Fortress 2. That just seemed to be a backward sniper rifle. But of course it is named as such because it functions the same way as the sniper rifle from the real Classic, Team Fortress Classic. Once I realised that I needed to charge my shots and let go of my mouse button to fire them, heads started rolling, and I actually went on a bit of a streak. Vincent, roll that montage. I didn't feel it was right to move on before at least playing around on the quintessential Team Fortress map, Dust Bowl. Once I was orientated, it was actually pretty easy to identify where I was in the map compared to TF2's version. I thought I'd give Pyro a try here and well, flamethrowers don't seem to be that effective. Oh, grenades killing me in spawn, just like the Dust Bowl we know and love. You've heard of Super Mario. You've heard of Super Sonic. You've heard of Super... Man. Well, get ready for a superhero of biblical proportions. Super 3D Noah's Ark. So I don't know what I was expecting when I blindly got this game, but this was definitely not it. Carl the Camel, Ginny the Giraffe, Melvin... I can't say I'm familiar with any of these Bible stories, but let's just start at the beginning. Difficulty? I don't mind telling you guys that I am a bit of a gamer, so let's stick with normal mode to at least make it a bit interesting. Well, I can't say that I was expecting this, either. Hey there, little buddy. Hey, is he hurting me with his ass? Right, so I'm Noah, on the Ark. I've got a slingshot to put goats to sleep. Okay, why are there so many goats? Now, I'm no Bible enthusiast, but I'm pretty sure that there's a well-established number of each animal that Noah took on the Ark, and it wasn't... I died. I just died in the first level of Super 3D Noah's Ark. So there is Bible trivia questions around the map. I don't actually know the answer to this one, but like heck, I'm trusting this game's authority on Bible trivia when I'm on Noah's Ark, sprinting like the Flash, getting attacked by more than 2 of the same animal. Even on super easy, I was taking a little bit of a beating, but I am proud to say that I valiantly stood up against the hordes of goats and sheep, which definitely should not have been there, and I rose above them, emerging at the stairwell victorious. Wait, where did all the menus go? Seriously, holding W on my keyboard just skipped it all? Yeah, okay, I think I'm done now. Despite its rather minimalistic and jagged edges art style, there's something kind of beautiful about the graphics in Lovely Planet. And what about that music? Of course, music is a matter of taste, but there's something so good about this song. I honestly think I would listen to this just as part of a regular playlist. It's an enjoyable mix of classic video game sounds and a sort of upbeat pop rock. I didn't know much about the gameplay before I bought this other than it was a run and shoot kind of game. The first level lays out the basics for you pretty clearly, and once you're down with those, you've pretty much got it. Follow the linear level, shoot the very clearly defined baddies, jump over the gaps and reach the pillar at the end. The difficulty also ramps up pretty gradually, occasionally introducing new elements like these flying apples which have to be shot before they hit the ground or else it's a fail. And there's some enemies with homing bullets where you have to shoot the bullets out of the air because they can't be avoided. Every level also has a 3-star system. 1 star, finish the level. 2 star, kill all the enemies. And 3, complete it within a certain amount of time. All the levels are pretty short and consumable, and with those 1 to 3 star options, the game is pretty accessible and fun can be had almost no matter how good you are at the game. Now you might have noticed I'm not exactly making jokes about this game like I have been so far in this video, and that's pretty much for one reason. I actually really like it. It feels so awesome to be like, shoot blob, jump over bullet you can't see and shoot the baddie, hit the jump pad, airshot the 3 apples whilst you're still in the air yourself, land, 180, shoot the next guy, look up and shoot the careening apple, shoot the bullet out of the air under your feet to kill the baddie, jump the bads, shoot the blob to reach the jump pad, shoot the baddie, smash the last apple and pow, right into the pillar. And because the levels are so short, failing repeatedly doesn't feel that bad at all. There's no lives or any sort of punishment system at play. You literally just keep going until you get it. You spend a solid 5 minutes or more trying the same level over and over and over and over. But each time through, you're learning and adapting and making it that little bit further until finally it all clicks and works out just right and you nail it, getting 3 stars with literally 0.03 seconds to spare. Games are for escapism, fun, or something in between. And when a game can make you feel like such a badass without ever pushing you over the edge in frustration, then that, by my standards, is a bloody brilliantly made game. And for £1.19, I have thoroughly got my money's worth. Portal is good. Like, really good. Like, so good I got a character tattooed on my nipple kind of good. Obviously that's an opinion, but all around I think it's fair to say that Portal is considered to be a good game, whether you personally like it, that's the game, not my nipple, or you don't. Valve is also super open to the modding community. Pretty much all of their successful franchises started as mods in one way or another. But when a game is good and the mod access is, well, accessible, spin-off mods are inevitable. Of the 3 officially sanctioned Portal 2 mods currently available on Steam, Aperture Tag is the only one which costs money, so I think it's fair to say that it should be held to a higher standard. Unfortunately for me, the first time I played this, me and the game, we just didn't gel. Get it? Because it's a mod about gels? What I'm trying to say is that it didn't push my buttons. You know, like buttons and... Anyway, I have the utmost respect for modders, and I can say in good faith that there's a hell of a lot more talent in this game than I have. And on top of that, the concept is really cool. The concept being that you've got a portal gun that fires the repulsion and propulsion gels introduced in Portal 2 as opposed to portals.
I've read in your file that you like nice, long, warm showers in the morning, but it's time to begin the test regardless of how you smell. Smelly human.
Yeah.
Glad to meet you. Test subject name here.
So, you see,
If you've never bumped into them before, they're pretty straightforward. Thingy goes in, thingy goes out.
it just tries too hard to copy the original sense of humour. And whilst I do honestly admire the effort, it just repeatedly falls flat, and it makes me, at least personally, cringe as I play through. That, and there's a distinct lack of polish. As someone who typically enjoys puzzle games, I think it's easy to miss just how much finesse goes into a good puzzle design until you play not so good puzzle design. For example, in a AAA puzzle game, when you solve a puzzle, you know you have solved that puzzle. It clicks in your head and you think, I've got it. In Aperture Tag, I regularly got to the end of a test chamber and thought, wait, was that it? Did I solve it? Even once I reached a solution, I wasn't always sure that that was the intended one. Hey, is that me? Hey look, it gave Shell a custom skin themed like the mod's logo. That's actually pretty cool. And you know what? When I went back to this game for a second playthrough, I enjoyed it a lot more. Yes, there is that roughness around the edges that's definitely still there, but the game at least doesn't suffer from lack of ideas. Like, look how awesome this sequence is. Sure, some things don't feel that tight when you compare it to a Valve-made Portal, but look at these credits. Not a single person here even has a business email. Some people don't even have an email address at all. In other words, they're amateurs. And I don't mean that in an offensive way. In fact, I mean that as a positive. They're a bunch of people sat in their rooms, presumably in their free time, and they've made a whole bloody Portal game. So all things considered, I'm actually pretty impressed. Even the script and voice acting nearly got endearing towards the end. Nearly. Thanks everybody for watching. If you made it this far, I hope that means you enjoyed this video, and on screen right now is a couple of other videos in a similar style to this one of mine that you might enjoy. And of course, if you are brand new around here, please click subscribe because there's going to be plenty more videos like this.